Mountain Dew League, Xfinity, and ESEA.
It is time then to see if the outcasts of North America, some would refer to them as the Misfits. They are, of course, a team that has already made a splash here in the first day of play for the Pro League finals, and now they go up against another scary opponent. An opposition, however, that did just take a loss, a bit of an uppercut from SK on Overpass, put the Ninjas on the back foot, and now, as we continue to try and find them somewhere here in the arena, we are going to be seeing them taken on in another bout. A best of one, and these are the odds provided by our sponsor. You can see that there is a lot of preference in the way of the Ninjas, despite some performances from Misfits. Joining me to break this one down, we've got a new face. We've replaced the Chadney with a Yankee. It is, of course, Yanko and, of course, Pimp as well.
Never call me that.
Yeah, Yankee. I realized it was I was calling you American, and I didn't mean to do that. Definitely shouldn't be doing that, but we do have YNK, of course, and Pimp. And I think we have to kind of spend most of our time now talking about the Misfits. We have just spent a majority of our time talking about the Ninjas in their previous affair versus SK, and I think the Misfits, they have earned the chance to discuss them at length, because this is a team that I know, Jacob, you're still not convinced by the Misfits project, but the results don't lie, and the fact that they're here isn't a lie either. I mean, there are some big names in North American Counter-Strike that aren't here, and they're standing strong.
True, first they had to do it online, then they had to do it on LAN, and it seems that, at least for now, they managed to do both. Grabbing win against NRG, that's not impressive perhaps, but against North, definitely unimpressive. And from the guys over from Misfits, couldn't close it out with a clean sheet against Optic late last night, but again, they still have chances. That being said, they play NiP and then SK, two of the toughest opponents in the group. So considering how when you talk about Misfits, you always mention Sean Gears and his preparation and anti-threading the opponents and so forth. Well, against NiP, he has a good chance to do so. Sometimes we call them one-dimensional and maybe not that difficult to prepare against.
Yeah, I mean, is there a kind of a parallel or a comparison that can be drawn when you look at the play styles of both Misfits and NiP, Jacob?
I mean, you could say so, but that comes from the coach of NiP, Thread, going up against Sean Gears, because they're like, one is coach, the other one is a playing coach in that sense. In general, not sure whatever I don't believe in this project for Misfits. It's more like it depends on what you expect from them, right? Because if you expect them to do what they're doing right now, then sure, you believe in it. But I guess there's potential for more in that sense. You have players like Sig, who is definitely stepping up after Twist left the team. Has been playing very well ever since he left. Shazam has been like the ever guy who's been around forever, pretty much in NA. Highly praised by many and highly disregarded by many as well. So it's kind of like the rejects in that sense, and they're making it work somehow.
They absolutely are, and actually we're going to start talking maps. Sounds like we have found the Ninjas in pajamas. Let's start talking vetoes then. In terms of maps that they've played so far, I did have them in front of me. I want to make sure I get it right. What have we seen the Misfits on so far?
Overpass and Cobblestone.
Overpass and Cobblestone.
Same for NiP.
Same for NiP, yeah.
Okay.
So
we have a bit of
surprise, Alex. We are probably going to see
guess.
Overpass or Cobblestone.
Okay, well, I'm crossing my fingers and toes for Cobblestone just to keep things diverse, but we can start bringing those vetoes up.
We can bring both phases.
Yeah, why not? Let's just do the big reveal. You can see immediately, yeah, we are still in the running for at least one of them. Cobble's actually been taken out by NiP, a map that they've been so very strong on, and we're back to Overpass. Who'd have thought it? Who'd have thunk it?
Yeah, I mean, the problem is maybe you would say, okay, Misfits, they're an underdog, their map pool is probably not as deep. They actually play a lot of maps, 6 maps in the last 3 months online have been played, even 7 maps throughout the tenure of this roster. So that's interesting enough for a team like Misfits. So NiP didn't really have a big advantage that you could say, oh, they only play 3 or 4 maps, maybe we can veto them out, and it's a best of one in the end of the day. So middle ground for both teams. Yeah, and I mean, I'm intrigued to know what your opinion is, actually, Jacob, as we see them getting ready. We haven't talked about this player, and it's a player that does seem to be quite polarizing, quite a presence within North America, and indeed at times in the international scene. And that's, of course, Shazam, a player who has had, and I mean, I'm not saying this with any kind of additional sugar on it, has been outrageously good at times in online games, to the point where he has single-handedly brought his team a victory. He's looked fantastic with the AWP.
I remember clearly, I think it was the E-League Season 2 qualifier. I was playing for Liquid back then. We're going into third map, and he decided to drop a 30 bomb on us, online, of course, because that's what Shazam is known for. But he, as you said, he's insanely good, and he's been around for forever. I feel like he was part of the Cloud9 lineup for, I think that's 3 years ago now, and he was highly praised back then. Seems like he never found his place within the scene. Attitude problems, all that kind of stuff, comes into play as well. But you can't deny his skill, and I feel like in Misfits he might finally have found, I wouldn't say home because you have been kicked once already, but he find a place, where he can keep involving as a player.
Yeah, he has been in and out of this roster. It's been intriguing as well as comparing them the fact that they've also brought in 2 European players, Yanko. That's something that I don't know how often we've seen, just seeing this kind of 2 European imports, bringing them in and seeing an improvement.
Honestly, I have no idea how that happened. It's like, how did you find these 2 guys? They weren't really that known, if at all, in the European scene to begin with, and you picked them as a North American organization. I don't know who did it. Was it Sean Gers? Was it the management who found them, right? But they seem to be a good enough fit. They have elevated the results of the team, I think it's safe to say, and it is going to be interesting because obviously we don't see them that often, right, on LAN international competition. So this is proving grounds for Misfits, similar as it were for Hellraisers in Group A.
Yeah, quite a mix. 3 US flags and 2 from France combined into the Misfits. It's quite appropriate. Devo Duvek and Amanek, 2 teams. I mean, 2 players. This is kind of the furthest they have come, right? This is the first big major event that we'll see them at.
Devo Duvek 100% has some Balkan roots. You can tell from his last name, Dobrosavljevic.
That's how I'd have pronounced it. That's
one.
Far too many syllables for me. I barely just got my head around Paunovic, and I'm still not doing that right. But yeah, yeah. Okay. But Misfits NiP, we know the map Overpass. We've already said that Misfits are a preparation-heavy team. I kind of want to explore that further.
Exactly, but just briefly, can't also underestimate the preparation of NiP, right? And the fact that Misfits did have notable results yesterday is going to make Threat and a couple of other guys from NiP focus even more on Misfits and do their own dose of preparation. But yes, Sean Gers known to do a very good job of finding those patterns that we always talk about. It's not necessarily anti-threading, the tactics of your opponents, but seeing, okay, what are the small rotations they make, what are the reactions they make to losing map control, and that's where he gets them, so to speak. And it's going to be very interesting to see whether NiP goes for some major adjustments.
No, absolutely, and it does sound like we're ready to jump in. Just want to know if anyone's going to be siding with the underdog here, because this has been a fantastic day of underdog stories, or especially yesterday. Not flying the Misfits flag, Jacob?
I'm not sure. I think it's going to be close.
Close,
though. Close, yeah.
I want to say Misfits. I'm afraid that Daddy Forest is going to show up on this map, because 2 consecutive maps in a row for him against North American opposition. Yeah. I don't really see him underperforming again. But Misfits.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, keep your eyes out for Forest. That's a very good point to make. Chad called in the GOAT, and we'll be seeing if he's going to be grazing on some Misfits. Let's jump in then, as it's time for Overpass yet again. The Ninjas have to fix some errors and fix them quick. And your casters are all too familiar. They just casted the previous one. It's Henry G and Sadakis back into Overpass with you.
Yes, we are back at Overpass, and I think that Misfits are the underdog in this event. The dark horse, they've been playing remarkably well.
But as the guys just said, they've just got to watch NiP on this very map and underperform to quite an amazing level. Forrest, yeah, I agree with Yankee, probably won't have that sort of issue again. And we walked past him in the bathroom, he had a very stern look on his face. He certainly wasn't happy with himself, and we'll see if he can step up. We weren't in the bathroom together. We didn't do that every time. It was just a coincidence, me and you.
Yeah.
Let's just make that clear before rumors start.
That's why we play bathrooms together on this map. Coincidence. Total coincidence.
Let's get into it. T side for the Ninjas. We've got 4 players towards B. They're very ready for this. It's going to be a fast the execute with the flashbangs. Devo Duvek to open things up, but he can't get it done. Rez will find the first kill. Smokes all over the place. Bomb will be planted. This is looking very good for NiP.
Super solid. 6 going to try and wrap back around. Sean does find 1 to exist, and as Sick thinks about taking the alternate approach. Trying to get Ryder there. Both Sean and he down. Get Right follows up with Shazam, who only managed 1 kill. So this round indeed will go to mostly Get Right with 3 kills, but to NiP.
You could see Misfits were prepared for a B execution there. They had the B stack going on, 4 players outside of the map. Sean Gers the flashbang ready towards the monster tunnel. Timing a little bit off. Caught with the flashbang out. Had to reposition. Rez with the first shot. We saw him starting to get warmed up in the previous game, but it's Get Right with 3 kills in total. Shuts it down 1-0 for the Ninjas. CZs across the board. Well, we've got a little deagle there for Shazam as well. Obviously the AWP, who won't be purchasing armor. See whether this B rush once again works out for them. They don't see it coming. The Misfits, and they'll be taken down. There's 5 players making their way through, and it looks like it should be quite a simple procedure for them. They're doing drop to smoke on the side. A little bit of team damage coming through, but still, I think it should be absolutely fine. They find Devo Duvek eventually, and that's going to be the round concluded.
Shazam, trying to do what he can with the deagle. Ooh, tag Rez. Gets the better of that, doesn't he? Am I hearing
whooping? It sounds like North Americans.
Virgin mating call again?
Yeah, that's it.
I think didn't work for them the first time. Why do they think it's going to work now in a studio full of dudes?
I don't know. We'll find out. I assume it's NRG perhaps.
Perhaps.
Maybe Optic.
Are you suggesting that they are virgins?
No, I'm just saying it's a very American thing to do, isn't it? That noise.
It's
the only time I've ever heard it is in a North American environment.
Apparently some Rick guy who did it.
Ric Flair.
Sure. That guy. Well, Forrest.
It's not bad. He's
Gets
had
a
enough,
kill.
hasn't he?
Exactly.
He's like, you know what?
I'm stepping it up. I'm taking the lead.
I'm getting stuck in.
Watch me. We will watch you, Forrest. Well, if Rushley chooses to.
They're being very assertive now. Instead of the slow defaults and working the map to say, you know what, let's just get an A. Let's just rush together and die together.
Forrest takes down Aminic. He goes aggressive as well.
He's already equaled
Sick.
his total.
I was going to say, he's got to be close already.
He's got 4 kills, so that when he's on the round,
I think he got 5 because he got 2 with the up. He got 6, actually.
around round number 23, he's on 4 kills. So he's already equaled that, so that's
He's killing it.
a bit of pressure relieved at least, just to know he's like, okay, well, not going to be that sort of performance. 3-0.
Couldn't afford to be that kind of performance, if I'm completely honest.
Now, the interesting thing about round number 4 is this is what we call the bonus round. I'm sure you've heard me explain that a million times now, viewers, but for this sort of round, you're going to be going very fast. You can send those Mac 10s in first. They've been having that 5-man mentality, getting in towards bomb side. You'll probably see that again in round number 4 here. Send those Mac 10s in first, potentially find some unarmored heads, but look at the Misfits lineup. Instead of going for the safety of helmets, they've gone for a little bit of utility. Not much, a couple of smokes and flashbangs, and it's just going to be that 5-man push. Like I said, this is very common. And this is a good response, though. Devido knows this is a possibility. He'll be boosted up. That's it. These shots, so not looking too good. No damage inflicted. That was a bit of a whiff, really. And this is what I've come to expect of these sort of buys. Rushing towards B, getting stuck in, but Amanek with the nice flank. Denies the plan, at least. Is it enough to potentially win the round? And Sean Gares, well read. He's actually doing a very good job of shutting this down.
Oh, it's Sean. Tries to take out Drake. Hackett does get the shot. It leaves us with just Forrest. So now or never. He really is in this game. He'll swap back to an AK, thankfully, because the SMG is not favorable in a 1 versus 3. He's got 1 player showing. That's Devo Dubek, 6 on his left. I think Shazam may have actually got the dig from window. Seemed like it came through the edge of the pillar. I didn't see the lineup from... Okay, take it back. It was Devo because he got the assist, but Sick hits the shot. And it doesn't matter in the end who got what, as long as Misfits get the round.
Smile on Forrest's face. A rush B. They've been rushing pretty much every single round of this game so far. It went amazingly. They're getting towards the B side, push the CTs back, but they didn't account for the flanks there. It was Amanek coming from the fast connector play. He managed to deny the bomb. Sean Gares coming from T-Spawn manages to shut everything down there. He didn't see that coming so quickly. I don't think anyone would. So very well played there for Misfits to get their first round on the board, but here's where the fun really begins. Guns across the board for both teams. An aggressive play once again. Not going to work out too well for the Misfits this time. Sean needs to make a decision here. Does he fight back? He does, but only gets 1. Leaves him in a 4 versus 3. Sick, though. One of the strongest fraggers for Misfits. Pushes off towards Shaw. Backed up by Devo Duvek. As Rez, though, finds an open A bomb site. Shazam! He'll be in a lot of trouble here. He'll have no idea that Rez is coming in. This is a guaranteed round and a harsh reset for Misfits.
Rez elects to sit toward Dumpster with smoke down instead of going toward the bank stairs, but he knows timing is such that there was no one at bank to take him down when he wrapped, so why would there be now? Sick and Devo have to fall away.
Fast game so far. Assertive play. This is not the NiP we're used to seeing. They're normally, as Yanko pointed out, quite predictable, methodical, and execution-based, but this is more deathmatch style. Waiting for that aggression connector, taking down the 2 players. Rez makes his way up towards the A bomb side by himself. They know exactly where the AWP is in form of Shazam. He misses the shot, punishes him, round done. You have to save these 2 weapons. It's 2 AKs for the CTs. It's definitely worth saving. Like I said, they'll harsh reset. They're probably going to be forcing around. If you save 2 of these AKs, definitely force. You're going to be double eco regardless. So they'll save the 2 AKs, bring out the Deagles, maybe a UMP, depending if they want to drop some weaponry here, but so far, so good for the Ninjas. They'll keep 4 players alive. As you can see, the money, not great. So, not disastrous. We can still make something of this. Maybe a poor, I would say poor to this point. This workout was the best point of approach.
Too late.
So, shotguns, UMPs, and a scout. So, like I said, definitely possible here with the force buy.
Possible.
Yeah. Smoke towards the monster tunnel.
Sean to get the smoke perfectly correct. Just in the nick of time as well, because Get Right was on the mouth. Hold the station. Forrest sees the jump, has position on it. Sean can't afford to do that again. He's got a nade at the ready. He may be well served to throw that now towards Sandbags because Rez knew he was there based on Forrest information, and down goes Sick.
Present a completely different game plan he did in the previous game. Misfits would have just watched NiP losing this map. And they come in and you know what, we're just going to go fast-paced, assertive stuff, choose what we're going to the start of the round, is get stuck in. power in numbers. They know pound for pound they've got more skill on the NiP side. So just get in there and don't play the usual game. Don't play that slow style. Let's just get up there. And it's working very nicely. When your players like Rez get fired up and it's working for him, he's going to have more confidence. He's going to want to get stuck in with the AK-47. Once you have these young players, these young guns who are very skilled, start hitting headshots like that, their confidence levels increases. Their rage gets higher and higher, and they want to get and find the headshots and start punishing and bullying these players. Working out very nicely so far. Sick and Sean can do nothing about that. Weren't expecting that fast play, and Sean, you can counter-strat them all you want, but at this point you probably want to take a pause and say they've changed their game up, we probably need to change ours. Like, they'll keep this pressure up until it stops working. We saved 3 weapons again. This is a bit of a problem for Misfits. They'll probably force around it once more. Maybe a pause required just to work out what's the play here. How do we stop the fast pace? There might stack B at this point. That's been a heavy focal point for the Ninjas. But if I'm Exist right now, yeah, they will stack B. If I'm Exist, I'm saying let's just go ahead. Let's keep mixing it up. Let's just keep changing the bomb side. Just as they're adapting, we'll change things up at the same time. Shazam, scout in hand, spots them crossing over, so they'll probably call for the B stack to be relinquished somewhat. But like I said, towards A, 4 players this time. They're sticking together. This bulldozer approach, I think we'll call it.
Can't call it the plow, though. You cannot call it the plow.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a coined phrase.
This is very different to what we saw.
Well, the Dragon will walk out toward long and move down inside of the site. Hopefully no White Walkers there to take him down. Does make contact, or at least spots a player now twice.
Problem is, Shazam with that scout, he has to hit a headshot. It's not as beneficial to jump on that APC and take shots anymore. It's very difficult to actually make that work, and he's got a gap.
And they extinguish their own Molotov, which means he can walk back through it. That was just a bit too far. Devo Duvak walks in, Shazam! The no-scope, if I'm not mistaken, will then turn to get right with a headshot, excuse me.
Well, that's all that loose play style. That's the pitfalls of it. If you're not going to use the smokes, you're not going to properly flashbang into a bomb site, you're just going to try and walk in and contact play, as we call it. You're going to get punished at some point. So now we'll probably slow things right down. Bit of a lifeline there for Misfits. Shazam takes all the aggro away from CT Spawn. They're all focusing in, trying to get him as he falls back to the scout. David Duvak with a saved AK-47. Shows us what he's capable of there. I have to agree with the analysts when they're pointing out, if you're going to import 2 players from Europe, right, how on earth did they find these 2? Like,
so Devo Duvak, to be fair, was actually rumored to be joining Envious.
Okay.
Because Scream was going to FaZe. That didn't transpire. Devo Duvak was playing for, not Millennium, but another French team at the time. Maybe one of the LDLCs. I can't remember. We casted him at Assembly just before this all happened, the Winter Assembly, February of this year. And when Scream didn't go to FaZe, the logical conclusion was that he would land on Envious. If he hadn't, Devo Duvak was on that team.
Okay, well, there we go. It's just interesting. Misfits have flown him over, you know, like out of all the players. It's worked out very nicely for them in this tournament especially, but still, I find it interesting. The Woods just yet, but I'm sure we'll see a slower pace game now for NiP now. That's been shut down. They have to maybe use the smoke like that, exactly. So it'll be another set piece this time, but we'll see if they commit straight away. The smokes have been deployed. Logic dictates they'll go in and try and find his first pick. Rez, like we said, his rage is increasing. We've got a 4-man stack once again from the CT players.
Just the one waiting on the other side of it. Try and spot above. Bomb, meanwhile, is heading out toward A. A single Shazam inside of the site with an AWP. He'll have to look miraculous once more.
So trying to keep those 4 players on the B side of the map. They throw the smokes at the very start. They have presence there, but Shazam ready and waiting. As pointed out, his skill level can be very high indeed. He hits 1 nice shot. Can't get a second though, but he did spot the bomb. All of a sudden, Misfits have the advantage here. 1 minute remaining. NiP can still recover. But the initial plan didn't really work out for them. The smoke towards B to keep the stack on that side of the map worked. 4 players there, but Shazam with the AWP managed to swing the round back in their favour. Still going to be here and spots the flashbangs coming in. He'll be challenging for sure.
Shazam, great shot to get right. So another, and gets it as well. You can leave 4 players on B all day long. Shazam isn't having any of it.
Yeah, he's had enough.
Ta-ta, no tea for you. Don't even ask me what reference that was. I just made it up. Forrest is making things up. He's rewriting history. Shazam and Sean go down, but 6 on the flank.
That's brave. After he hits those 2 shots, I guess he knew he was low HP. He just wanted to close it out before he had a chance to completely outgame them. But Shazam there, very nice stuff. Great shots. The second one, especially in this situation, was fantastic. The headshot coming in here. Really crisp. Nice work. That should be almost the last of the Swedish cash. We've got one more buy here, down to about $500 a player after this one. Orbs out. And we'll see more of a default play here, focusing towards the connector. Rez stopping any aggression towards middle here. Forest exists and Draken, as you can see, make their way to the connector. Rez has hit some wonderful shots so far, but Shazam's starting to wake up. It's going to be a key factor here. It's a very orb-centric map as he gets flashed and falls back towards the bomb site.
Shots from Draken and a flash that goes off of a light and then backwards and takes the light out of everyone's eyes on his team. Wasn't what he planned for. But in the words of Littlefinger, plan as if every possibility exists all at once. Shazam has a gap. Lined up, smokes one. He still has a chance to fight forward. Epic does exactly that. Draken's got the shot onto him, however. So he goes down at the bathrooms, and Shazam backs off. Goes very passive indeed. Instead, it's Sick. He's making noise, though. That could cut them off. Draken's up close with the AWP. Sick only manages one on Forest. And then the noise trigger was enough for Draken to get ready on the AWP. It's still the advantage, and still the flank, though, for Davudubek. And Draken stepped up. He hits both. He turns around to find Shazam. He's got a chance as well. He knows exactly where and which Sean was, but lost track of him. Keeps his head down and stays alive. 21 seconds with the bomb to the right. It's coming to kills, and it's coming to Sean Gares.
What a round. I didn't think he had a chance there. Sean holds his nerve just about. It's a huge round for them to win. 5-4, and it should send NiP to an eco. They can force into this if they want to. I'd say a partial buy more likely, but I can see the AKs coming out, the UMPs as well. There'll be a mishmash buy, but they know Misfits will be low as well, considering they went down to a 1v1 in that round. So trying to answer back straight away here. The pause will be called by Draken. So they'll work out what the play is here. A chance for Threat to get involved. As you can see, he's explaining his thoughts and what they can do to keep that lead here. But the flanks have been very good for Misfits, I have to say. They're being assertive, they're pushing around and knowing that NiP are staying together and executing pretty much as a five-man unit. We haven't seen Get Right go for those crazy lugs towards B. He's just with the unit right now. And I guess it's very well known what he does, and Sean's been watching him as he's staying with the group. Draken almost makes that round a possibility there. Two wonderful shots towards the A side. The second was unbelievable. The buy's not too bad. We get two AKs on Galil, Deagle for Draken, and Get Right with the UMP. Same smoke again.
Top of the flames, Rez goes through it, back turned and dodges at the flashes. No one boosted could have been able to spot him based on where the smoke landed. He would have been too far forward, so he gets positioned on sandbags as a result. And with two players there, they try and spray down Sick. They managed to do it as well. Not bad.
Bad as all. 5 and 4 can slow things down. Rez down to 1 HP. Around the gauntlet there. Through the flame, got extinguished. Again. First kill. Going to see a response over in the CT. You can see them getting ready towards short. Flashbang presumably coming in momentarily. And they'll try and push round. But Draken will try and deny this the best he can. With the Deagle, get one, but that's not quite enough. Exchanges back and forth. Exist coming out on top though. 3 on 2. They'll commit towards B. But Shazam still here with the AWP. Has vision from short. They're not going to be there as well. Definitely still have a chance to pull this one back, especially Shazam starts hitting shots like that.
Shazam indeed still has position as well in the window. Force just behind the pillar. Shazam's had enough of the window. No one's presenting. In fact, he's considering the possibility that they aren't there at all. But they are. And Amanuk, he should have enough in himself because it's 12 HP. I was going to say he'll just take one shot.
Wow.
This makes it interesting. Thankfully, Shazam had realized and rotated back around.
This is a hard-hitting game. It's very fast-paced.
Misfits are no sleeper, my friend.
Yeah, they're getting stuck in, aren't they? I like this.
You'll love to see it.
Yeah, I actually do. This is a much different game than what we saw in the previous. It's not methodical, it's not slow, it's not default-based. NiP are coming in with deathmatch style. They force buying again? They're not. Okay, so they go with a partial buy of the CZs. 1 AK, I think Draken isn't quite all in. He's got about $1,300, but we'll see whether this AK works out for them. Davudubek not messing around once again, uses the flames to his advantage. The incandescence of the Molotov does provide him a bit of cover there, but not quite enough. A trade comes through once again. He does damage to what exists, so I guess he does come out on top in that sense, but 4 on 4 technically does favour the T's, but maybe not in this particular scenario. So he's done enough work there. Considering they've got the CZs, it does limit whatever ideas they had. With the spam towards the connector door there.
Sean with the positions across the legs. Nearly gets taken down by Rakin. Still manages the kill. Six the next in line. They're gone low, and they're gone looking for Sean. No idea that Sick was there. He's able to walk out, find two. Get right. Has to make up for it, but that spray is not what he's known for. It's a bit wild. Misfits have the lead 6-5.
What a game. I'm really enjoying this. This is brutal.
Sean, by the way, in the Americas Minor, clutched like a beast.
Oh, yeah?
In most series. I think he probably had 7 or 8 clutches in a very small, confined space. It was like within, I think, 2 days of play, which was ridiculous.
Well, I like this from Misfits so far. They have taken down some big names in this tournament and looking to do so once again. They now have the lead after recovering from quite a deficit. Will be Draken spots a player jumping up towards B wards. I'm going to try to do some damage through it, but for now, falling back. Focus on the B side. They seem to be happy to send 4 players at the very start of each round, Misfits, that is. And obviously with confidence in Shazam, he can hold off whatever comes towards him with the AWP. He doesn't go super aggressive at the very start. He just holds up like a turret. And that's a shot you'd assume you'd hit, but the fullback stays alive with full HP, so no harm, no foul. Round 12. This has been a very fast game indeed.
Just have a tree. We'll back off. Not enough information to pursue anywhere else, and their plan of attack has changed. It seemingly has more interest toward the B site. It's been holding and posting up the whole time. Devo's position as well. Extremely close. That cheer we heard, by the way, comes from NRG.
We're playing SK.
And they're winning 6-5. I'm assuming that put them 7-5. So they are ahead on Cash T side. Sick, meanwhile, with Devo back up close, good for one. Has to respond because so far the trades favor the offense on the way through, but Shazam's changed that, and Draken's run by Sick. He's realized that no one was watching toward Catwalk. Good communication. Unfortunately, he's since gone down to Get Right, but the shot was there from Shazam to leave it as just Get Right against 3. And the bomb, although it's reachable.
Problem is his player on short. As soon as he goes to the plant, even if he hits that shot, he's done for.
Look at Shazam.
Yeah, he's hitting absolutely everything, isn't he? People say he's a beast online, but from what I've only watched this game of him so far, he's not missing a beat right now.
He was decent at the NA Minor, but the best line I think he ever had was like ESEA land season 14, December 2014, when he was on denial. That was right before Cloud9 picked him up. They picked him up because he single-handedly wrecked them in a best of 1.
He's looking very sharp today. I think that's going to be another weak buy for the Ninjas here. They get 4 AKs, Galils, only 2 smokes, 2 flashbangs. Presumably means another Wolfpack mentality. Pushing through the same smoke as Get Right. Tries to hit the shot, but taken down. It's a difficult one to hit. He'll pre-fire it, but can't quite find the aim. 5-on-4 once again in favor of Misfits. 7-5. Remember, they were 5-1 down at one point, Matt. What a comeback this has been. They've actually won 6 clean rounds in a row. Shazam, you just feel like he's going to hit this shot. Maybe not.
As soon as you call it out.
That's it. It's over.
I think they say that you are cursed, Henry. You are the commentator that is cursed. By this, oh no, he had to hit that shot, surely. Flash was thrown, damage was dealt. Shazam makes up for it by getting a second, but I think it's caught with the Molotov, or incendiary out. Devil's posted inside of the site, Sean in the bathrooms, and they still have support in the way of a flank coming from Sick. Sick's being watched, though. He's going to go the long way around, though. That's even more clever. He's able to flank either direction when the call was made. It's made now that they're toward bathroom. Sick heads that direction, surely. As the bomb gets dropped, it's just Draken on 13, and it's going to be 8-5 in favor of Misfits.
It's very convincing. Like I said, 5-1 down. To now 7 rounds in a row. This surely is the Eagle. Maximum loss bonus, sure, but you need money for that last round. You're going to have a partial buy here, the Deagles. NiP, they had that great start. That was all momentum-based, though, if you remember. That was all off the back of, they got the pistol in the 3-0. They had a bonus round, which they lost, and then they came in with another fast approach, and they managed to shut it down, reset Misfits, had to do double eco at that point. They got the 5 rounds on the board. Since the gun rounds have already begun, they've got the better team, the more skilled team. Like, Shazam is going to town on them. 13 kills for him. Duvak and Sick chiming in. Good performances. And now just pistols. What have they got? NiP make their way towards middle. 5 players once again. No lurking going on here whatsoever.
And a win here for Misfits would put them through.
That's true.
Which is remarkable. Shazam. Backing off, wrong time to do so, caught out. This is really the best plan of approach. Nowhere to support the position, nowhere to trade off of it. Rez gets the kill with a pistol, and it's an AWP picked up. They're toward the plant position as well. Sean's realized it.
That's the bomber.
He could sense it. He knew they were there, but he wasn't sure to shoot or not. Silenced M4. They're in the corner. He knows it. Be able to spot him quite so easily. Good position to get right to see above the smoke, but Sean is just wreaking havoc. Up to 3, making it 4. As Rez walks in, Exist will shut him down before the ace is possible, but it's Misfits on 9.
Sean's looking sharp today. It's not bad at all. 12 kills for him. 4K to deny the plant as well. That's actually pretty massive. They were going to be able to buy here regardless, but still, they could have brought out absolutely everything with the plant coming in. They still can. You see Draken with no nades, not a massive deal. But there we go then. Just to note, Draken, instead of getting nades, he brings out a CZ for $500, so he could have had a smoke and a flashbang there. But what's the secondary?
Smoke and a flashbang.
Maybe he got dropped that. Might have been a drop. Can't drop that.
Forrest already up to the connection point at the bottom of the stairs.
Forrest is flushed away.
Yeah, it does.
That was so perfect on the time.
It's extremely well done. Oh, Shawnee. Little damage to
That
Devo.
tickled me so much.
Put the toilet seat down now. Be polite.
Forrest does go down. 5 versus 4. It's Sean taking things up.
Shazam. Still position. Oh, can't hit the shot. Get caught last time. Falling back to the site. This time he's a little bit closer to it. Not as far to run. Posts for a second angle in front of the dumpster. He wants that bathroom shot. Push. Oh, from Amina. But down to Jack.
CZ.
CZ's lethal.
Lucky bought it. Got dropped it.
Sean's patience this time in front of the boxes. And take that back. He wants to get aggressive. They're so close to being in front of them. That smoke is about to dissolve. And he is there. He's gotten one, but can't follow it up. 23 seconds. Shazam knows his chances are better with the time on his side. He wants to slow them down getting to the site, but that leaves him vulnerable, and Exist is able to get the shot. The advantage now to an NiP, and a plant easily achieved. Despite the flank from Sick, he cannot find the planter, so Exist will manage the task. Leaves themselves in a 2 versus 2. They still have the HP advantage. They're both coming from bathrooms, which means they're both susceptible to flank as well, walking around from Draken. He did miss the shot toward Exist. All he has to do is stay alive because Draken's gone hunting for both of them and now has the ult at the ready. Down goes Sick, and the chances for Devo Duvek get much harder. Again, the op gets in the open. He's actually changed it. He wanted to think that he was going for Exist and get Draken in the open. He's managed to at least get Exist down, but I don't think he can hold it because Draken's going to be so close on the op. He'll at least control the round to make it 9-6 at half. Still in favor of Misfits, mind you.
What a half that was, man. Really enjoyed it. Fast-paced Counter-Strike, and NiP looked like they had the momentum on their side. They were bullying Misfits, but all of a sudden, the full buyers come out, and it's a different story altogether. Can they continue this pace? I'm not so sure, but Misfits are looking sharp. We'll find out if they can do it after the break.
things are getting interesting. NiP seem to, as you say, change their game plan. Try and catch off Misfits, who previously watched them on the same map, struggle against SK, but then it still turned out to be a Misfits half.
Absolutely. Look at Sean Gares at the top there. 100 ADR, not too bad at all.
It's like he's putting together all the pieces of the puzzle.
Yeah, he absolutely is. It's not bad at all. I see what he did there.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, good work.
Thanks.
But it will be the second half pistol. Very important, of course. Misfits win this. They can have the momentum. We'll see where it leads them. There's going to be one smoke, two flashbangs, 5 players towards B. Flashbangs to come through momentarily, and here they come. Exist to defend. And we're watching towards Monster. Has to hit them with these shots. He'll get one. Nice crisp headshot there, but it'll be answered back straight away.
Shazam's trying his best to get the shot toward Jungle. It's Get Right that wants to walk back out. He gets digged up. Gooched, I should check.
Two players do.
Forced. Pressure on. Bomb going down. Devo finally gets Get Right. Watch the flank though, because Rez is in behind them. Bomb's not yet planted. He can probably kill fast enough on Shazam. He could have caught the retreating player planting the bomb, but Shazam from range takes down Draken as well.
Shazam's playing like lights out CS right now. The shots he's hitting is pretty epic, I have to say. Like that recovery towards short, then straight towards heaven, that's really difficult. And he nails it. Picks up the USP after taking down Exist and gets 2 more frags. Well played. 10-6. No force buy from NiP. Exist with their head armor. They don't usually do this. They usually go clean, upgraded pistols, and that's about it. But Rez and Exist all in. Right, gets the defuse kit, the boost. We're seeing this more and more this time. It's quite prevalent. As we'll see if it works out for them this time. Towards long though is where we go. It's a safe place to go, and you've got the rifles to cover the SMGs. You'll see Sean there, UMP, just watching the flanks for anyone pushing up towards middle, just making sure he covers every single facet of the map. He will be flashing in towards bathrooms for them. 6, getting information, just dissecting whatever they can. Like I said, if Misfits can dictate the pace of this and not be the ones trading at the start, they could well take down the Ninjas here and book themselves a place. Playoffs, or maybe not, as Draken says no.
Force does get caught out by Sick. Continues on aggressively with the SMG. It sprays in. Oh! Able to get one back for it, but Rez and Get Right step up. Pistols paying off. The Misfits stopped in their tracks. Bombs down as well. Devo Duvek has to sit back with the AK and hope that someone gets careless and walks into him, because Almanac is just now getting into a position on the MAC-10.
Interesting, they decided to fall back. They want to make sure they have more positional control now. I don't think they're aware of the bomb position. They are starting to rotate a little bit. There's still 45 seconds here, 3-on-2, no recovered weaponry from the Ninjas, but still relatively healthy HP. They eradicate one of the risks with one of the smokes. The CD spawn means Almanac just has to watch towards bank. Bomb down, increases their chances. We have to let that kid on Get Right.
Devo getting aggressive. 2 players in front of them. They both peek. Oh, they don't. Oh, and he goes for the reload. That's exactly when Rez goes after him, because he then realized, why wouldn't he peek me if he doesn't know, or if he did know that I'm here? So he takes advantage of it. Almanac, however, does respond.
Oh, Get Right's a long. Might be able to find like a UMP. There it is on the floor. Low HP. Has to go for the defuse there. Almanac have a huge advantage. Doesn't matter. Oh, I like this.
Almanac's not going to get there in time. He's not going to get there. He's not going to peek it. Get Right has it. Done.
Really well played by Get Right. Nerves of steel there. Reads the position. Little smile on his face there. It's a big round for them to win. Brave stuff from NiP to push through that smoke and CT spawn to kick things off. 3 of them as well. Misfits just didn't see it coming. Get Right, the full defuse there. Knew the angle was beneficial for him. And unless Devo Duvek went in straight away, he's going to lose that round. He had the advantage and then bottles it somewhat. 10-7, force buy from Misfits, trying to answer back straight away. 2 AKs, 2 CZs, and the MAC-10 as we get into round number 18. The fast pace continues.
Shazam waiting to see if anyone dare jump. If I say jump, you say?
How high?
Ooh, good boy.
Yeah.
You've learned well. Shazam gets 2 AKs in position, so Misfits trying to catch off NiP. Monster, they'll go. Pistols need the charge to do the damage. Devo Duvek. MAC-10, he's found Exist. Force gets him back immediately, but it still leaves the 2 AKs up, and Force has gone down to 39. He missed it. Did not cover the doorway. That means they can get inside of the site, and Sick can't post up in the corner, which is even more problematic. He'll smoke off window, buy himself more time, but IKEA pistol. Let's get it fast enough. And then a good spray control gets one. Shazam's able to trade off of it. That's exactly what they need on the Misfits side.
What a game this is turning out to be. Towards B they go. Two AKs, the MAC-10, the CZ to get that first trade. A miss Molotov doesn't seem to matter. Forrest couldn't hit the shots required. He got 1 kill taken down, and presumably that means almost guaranteed double eco for NiP. They're going to have to, yeah, they'll force into this. I thought they would. We'll see what they're left on. Yeah, everyone's playing with 3 players all in. Draken and Forrest keep themselves about $1,000, so it's unlikely they win this one. They'll be eco next round as well, so 13-7, very likely, yeah. Same boost coming in once again, but it's the exact same anti-eco we saw from Misfits before. 3 towards long, and try and challenge Rez, who has to hit a wonderful shot. Not going to happen. Not the main sniper for Rez, for NiP, but he definitely is proficient with it. Smoke him off, and should be fine. They don't want to seem to do that. Well, they'll just challenge him straight up. Shazam feeling brave after going down to 30 HP.
Close to the bathrooms. Smoke out. Sean will cover that aggressively. They're going to try and go counter boost behind, perhaps. This is in position to on the fence, but Devo's already gotten Forrest. Get right, sitting forward with smoke in the open. Good lane from Sean.
Yeah, that's nice. Like we said, full eco next round. 12-7, almost guaranteed to be 13-7.
I was just thinking of a great team. If you had Rez, Config, and Mouse all on one team.
Okay.
Then you just need like keyboard and
I see what you've done there. So
tower
terms within the.
Yeah.
Okay. HS for a headshot.
A headshot, yeah, maybe. We're getting there. We're getting there.
Send in your ideas on a postcard. We'll read them out.
We'll do it like Craig Ferguson, where he just reads like 1 email out of the entire stack, throws the rest on the floor. And then doesn't even answer it anyway.
This is really cool. So Misfits know they're full eco. They've been going towards long A so many times, reading that they'll probably stack towards A or come middle. They're actually just walking towards B now. It's changing it up time and time again. Sean will get 1 and call for the stack, planning towards B, round done.
And Sean's the one to investigate it too,
yeah,
because he's the one that would have made that call.
My favorite style of in-game leading is. You're the one who, there's no input lag then. You're not really waiting on information, maybe information you don't want from teammates that have over-called or panicked a little bit too much. You can call. You're the one telling your teammates what to do. As soon as you go down, boom, they're listening to you. Get in there. And they're going to follow your lead. So it's cool that in-game leaders do it. Karrigan does that a lot as well. He's happy to sacrifice himself on the other side of the map for phase, and then he'll call his teammates to go in now. This is the time. I've ascertained. I've got 1 kill. I've seen a few here. Listen to my call and get in there. There's no delay between your teammate dying, you getting that information, then you say go. You can give a real solid call to your teammates, and that's really cool.
Sick, trying to find a shot to Forrest. Dominic beats him to it, but he'll find Rez instead. Doesn't snipe him yet. So manages to take down Exist and goes down with the bomb. Unfortunately, couldn't get away, but 13 rounds now for Misfits. Very solid performance. As again, a win would put them through. So far as I can tell, based on the math, I think it absolutely would, because it would solidify them over that of NiP, who would now finish with 3 points only. This also would knock NiP out. It definitely puts them above North. And Optic have played 4 games. They have 1 left, could get to 9. NRG... Yeah, I think it definitely puts Misfits through. I'll wait for further confirmation, but indeed it was. Good shot from Draken. NiP need to win to stay alive.
Scary prospect considering what we've seen so far. Misfits have looked like the more skilled unit. Haven't really seen the big names turn up in this game. They had that great start with the momentum built up. Since then, very flat. Then fully reset and any round they win. Shazam, surely you don't just walk in there with the orb. Oh god, he's doing it. This. Oh, that's
God.
so brave. That's unbelievable. Here's the footsteps, one falling back. Draken thinks he's secure. If he gets his shot as well. Okay, now it should calm down. That's kind of impressive from Shazam. He's got the balls to even pull that one off.
Shazam. Looking for Rez. He's lost track of where he's gone, but Sean has already figured it out.
Sick.
Puts him straight into the wall. It is very solid. There was a reason Sean wanted Shazam on this team. Yes, he was removed once, but Sean kept him around after... What was the previous? Echo Fox?
Yeah, that's right.
And then kept him specifically for a reason. He worked well with him in Cloud9 as well. Devo gets a shot on Get Right just before the smoke had bloomed, or just after, but knew exactly where he was, having the vision. Just gets the response, and it's down to Shazam. Shotgun style up. There's a shadow position that would have favored the defensive player on the stairs, but he's going to back off, grab the AK instead, try and bait out a plant. That's rather bold. I think he was expecting a flank to be closer.
Exactly. Took a bit of a gamble there. An impressive start. Doesn't yield amazing results. 2 versus 1 for Shazam. Definitely had a chance to win. If he plants on the other side, could have been a different story. But still, they've got plenty of money, Misfits. They can buy into this round and then some. They came down to 2 versus 1 there. Oh, get right, the P90. Oh, goodness gracious. What's he up to there? All right, can we keep it on Get Right Cam for a second? Let's see what he's up to. He's going to go towards Connector. And he'll have no company for now. So, well, oh, he spots one. He's going to go for this. He's going to flash and actually open the door. Here we go.
Aggressive. P90. They try to spray back through. They can't find him. Smoke down. He gets away. Not bad. That'll work.
It's very rare. I think it's got to be the first showing of P90 in this tournament. It works.
If NiP were to win this and then beat North, they would make it in, by the way. So still a chance. Going over till it's over. Amina goes around the corner, gets Exist. That pulls us back to 4 versus 4. North are now mathematically out, by the way. That is confirmed.
Dream's dead.
Dream is dead. No chance.
No Danish
of
teams.
Any luck. Well, could still have Danish players.
True.
Could have 3 Danish players. If Misfits win this game and SK win theirs, which looks like they're trying to do against NRG, the winner of NRG Optic head-to-head goes in as the 3rd team.
Then you've got Majors Boy in Optic.
And you've got A and J. I guess that limits 1, so you'd still only have 2 players. Either way, Rez takes Shazam.
Carrigan.
Kerrigan's in for sure already. That would be the first of the 2. Rez to the flower pots.
Awkward. Yeah, Rez, lucky to be alive there. Sure, no great positioning. Can't convert the shots. This P90 proving to be a bit of a menace. Surely it's not going to be the 3K, is it? It might well be. It's not going to matter. NiP managed to at least hold Misfits at bay there. It's a very odd game we're watching right now, but I'm loving every second of it. 2K on each player of Misfits. I'll probably take one of their first ecos into this game. They'll take a pause. Who is calling that? We'll have a look. I can't see. I think it might be NiP. My console isn't telling me.
It's not telling you. It doesn't matter. I'm going to guess that it is NiP as we get the extra time to talk. Misfits are not out of the woods yet. 13.
Misfits.
It is Misfits. You're right. They're first of 4. 3 rounds to go for them to close it. And money starts to become a massive factor. It looks like they're going to take, at least it looks like at this point in time before the timeout expires, I can't really say, but it looks like they're going to take the eco on the chin.
Yeah, they don't need to force it. They can buy next round. The loss bonus will be at 3rd stage when you get $2,400 on top of their 2K. Easily enough for a T-side buy.
I think Sean inside of the site got caught looking at radar, by the way. Get right.
It did seem like that, didn't it? It wasn't an instant reaction from him. He had a perfect position, and you'd expect him, the way he's playing right now, to hit that shot. But a very modest approach here from Misfits. No armor, some upgraded pistols. Smoke a couple of flashbangs to the scoreboard for you, Shazam, with a 20 bomb. Sean not far behind. Pretty much every member of Misfits chiming in. Dragon has a few of these shots already. Don't find anything just yet, and they'll decide to fall back. So towards Connector we go with 4.
Sean up the stairs with Sick in front. I'll see if they can get any map control with pistols. A single solitary smoke. Dragon on top of the box as well. It doesn't matter where that smoke lands. Highly doubt it's going to land in the box. Takeaway vision. He wants the first shot cleanly. He's still got it. Goes back. It's the second one that hits. Amina goes down. Rez up close. He manages only 1. And that gives away an AK. And Dragon's starting to miss, which we know can be a common problem. Thankfully, it doesn't occur a 3rd time. And he can get right close the round.
Double digits. Over till it's over. NiP fighting back now. But like we said, the loss bonus comes in. And we'll have another buy available for the North American squad. AKs, I don't think the WP is going to be a factor here for them. Shazam and Sean both on 20 kills. I'm sorry for Draken as well. Much better game from him. Forrest dropped off again after that. Good start, like you said, 5 frags in the first 2, I think it was. Only on 10 total, so this has been a real disappointing day for him. Sick, this is brave. How's he got away with that? He cracks open the B side, 4 HP, sure, but he surprises them. Now Get Right surely gets the kill. It might not be enough, though. See what transpires as Gerai sits on the ramp, gets that kill for Sean. The trade though, 3-on-2 as Rez comes in for the flank. This round's going to Misfits' way. Draken can't win this surely with the AWP. That shot had to connect. Get an incendiary, but a lovely shot from Sean to finish things off. Fast pace, sick running through the fire there. You just sometimes see they drop incendiaries, they consider them to be force fields, right? Especially when there's 2 down as well. You just think, right, that area is covered off. We can go for a boost here. We can focus on Monster Tunnel. Sick was brave. There goes on to 20 HP, nails the shot, and then makes things very uncomfortable indeed. We'll have another pause here. I assume this one will be called by NiP. They have got money to buy, but it won't be amazing. 2 players sub 4,000. We can drop 1 weapon, so they'll still have rifles across the board. Maybe 1 compromise there of an SMG. We'll find out. But now things become very uncomfortable. A week goodbye. Misfits in touching distance of guaranteeing a point on the leaderboard. 15 rounds there. Their money's weak as well, though. NiP know if they can win this round, they're right back in the game. It all comes down to this point. Pretty much whoever wins this round, if it's Misfits, they're going to win the game. Like, it's going to happen. If NiP can do this convincingly and not allow Misfits to save anything, they can pull it back. As you can see, the compromises come through. Lacking grenades. That's Draken. Exists with the FAMAS. They have got the smokes to work with, a couple of incendiaries as well. This looks like a B set piece. Some flashbangs towards middle just to show some presence, push them back. We'll finish up towards B though. Good shot from Forrest. Quiet game so far, but that's much better. Opens things up and gets a dinkle towards Sick as well. Get right with a good flank. They're not just going to roll over here on NiP. They get the 5-on-3 advantage.
Rez to the wall. Just making sure that anyone that rotates around, he'll catch off. Not expected that he would be there that late in the round. Still cut down the ladder. Shazam's making a lot of noise. But a very good positional and man advantage for NiP. That noise with the scope. It's going to be confidence-inducing for Rez. He knows they're going to walk by eventually. Yeah, and Get Right has his backside covered too.
Oh, does he check it?
Get Right's still there, yeah. That's a lot of noise. Somehow... Okay, I was going to say he doesn't get the no scope, it doesn't go down, but Rez does eventually turn around. Sean gets him back, so unfortunately for Sean, despite that he's got the first kill, he's still got 4 more to find if he wanted to get anywhere. 14-11.
Like we said, if NiP can win that round convincingly, they're right back in this game. Harsh reset for Misfits. Might have to consider a full eco here. Partial buy not really possible. They'll take a pause to discuss their options. But NiP could be guaranteed around here, make it 14-12. They're definitely known to have strong comebacks, not been their best game so far. But now, they're going to get a couple in a row, secure their own economy. Now it's time for Sean to work out what's the next move. We're seeing a lot of flanks from Get Right. He seems to be sabotaging them from that connected door time and time again. It's round number 26. Misfits had a firm grasp in this game, but the last 5 rounds, NiP have won 4 of them. The pause comes in, as predicted, a very modest setup for Misfits. 1 CZ, a PT-50 and a flashbang. We've seen these rounds time and time again. Say it's a 5-man unit, 1 flash. Oh, Sean, all right. Last minute UMP. Not a huge fan of that idea. He has to at least find 1 kill with this to justify that purchase to get the $600 back. But
so I said North was 100%. There's a chance they could still get into a tiebreaker.
Yeah, the maps here.
Yeah, they could still get into a tiebreaker with pretty much everyone. It would be if Misfits lost this and the next. They could be in a tiebreaker with either Energy or Optic, NiP, and then themselves. But Rez gets the first kill on Shazam. Good start for Misfits to avoid that situation. And Sean getting very aggressive on the UMP. They'll get the AK picked up. Omnic has that, and they're going to go aggressive and try and run this back over toward B. Exist is aware of it. Just as they thought to rotate, he gets back inside of the site, and Draken posts. And he's going to have to be swift with the AWP. No smoke to cut him off, so the op becomes a massive factor if they do elect to go all the way to the B site.
No nades to work with there, just to note. They have got the AK-47, no armor. It's just down to Omnic to try and open things up. He knew this was a possibility. This could be on the other side. He sprays 3 of them down and guarantees the round is up to 6 now in the 3 versus 1. Surely can't do much with this. Draken going to be in a risky situation. It buys enough time to have backup from his teammates. That was not an investment from Misfits. Promising, at least. They knew Exist could be holding that angle, but he finds 3 kills with the FAMAS and gets his total towards 12. But here we go. The closing few rounds now. 14-12. AKs and a MAC-10 for Devaduvek. UMP for Sean. Obviously having to compromise there with his investment in the previous round. 1,200 for that UMP. Only got 1 kill back, so half of it paid off. Draken, good at this shot. Can't hit it this time.
Just gets aggressive flash over. Takes the bait, finds one immediately. Goes for more as well. They're all there, but they can't find the refrag right away. Take a lot of damage. Yeah, exactly. Upgrade to an AK for Sean. Get-Right's back in the same position, though, with a flash finds Shazam easily.
That's quite good. Yeah, right. Knowing they've been tagged up. Uses the flashbangs with the AK, the confidence. Gets one. Brings back the advantage towards NiP. And we rolling back to a more defensive line. Misfits have been quite tenacious in these sort of rounds. 3 players alive. They've got a bit of utility this time. 3 AK-47s, the Molotovs, the flashbang, and the smokes. No flanks this time, but 2 players on the B side. That will be Exist and Forest. Contact play. Not even going to use the smokes at the start.
Yeah, that sucks. Want to walk into that, do you? And a flash with a double peek. Oh, good hold from Omenez there for it. Devo actually makes it favorable. They get it back to a 2 versus 2. Smoke on the site for immediate plant. 1 flank, 1 to the window. Bomb goes down naturally, but Kraken reads it well. Knew what the smoke meant, and then he wasn't inside. Sean barely had his gun ready to take down Get-Right, 4 HP. He's got a clutch to Draken. It was the AWP. A Molotov, Sean's inside, but he can't get it done in time.
So close. Sean, like he said, been a monster recently with the clutches, but gets the information from Seymour Draken, that is, that the low HP is there. Just has to use the PG-50, has run and gun potential, drops the incendiary to force out the peak. Draken, though, saves the day with this shot through the smoke. Well read. And another round on the board, 14-13. NiP are doing it now, coming to life, finally.
If Misfits don't beat NiP, they go against SK. So, pick your poison. How do you want to not or make it through to the playoffs? Because 2 more rounds they're in, or 2 more rounds, and they have an equally or greater opponent to try and beat to make it.
Obviously, both these teams want to avoid overtime. They need those 3 points. CZ's Deagles, partial bye with a 3rd save loss bonus. Presumably, this is where NiP take it to 14-14. And we'll see who can close it out, if anyone.
Situationally, depending on how the rest of the games go, even 1 point for Misfits could put them through. It could avoid that tiebreak situation because they would be off 6 points. Four-way tiebreak. Still entirely possible, but Draken waits. Flash out, sick. Gets the response immediately on a res. Draken is on top of the box, has to fade away because he doesn't have the long angle covered off. Back for it. Cannot afford to miss. He cannot afford to miss. Draken has let Devo Dubek get in behind the truck. Now they've got a problem. That CZ could be menacing if they don't realize that it's there. Sean finds Get-Right, and Devo's not had to move. Now they had no idea he was behind the truck, and Misfits get at least the overtime point. That could avoid, I think, mathematically, that could avoid the worst case scenario for them.
I think they know it. The fact they're cheering like that, I think they know.
That puts them on 7 points. NRG or Optic are going to be left on 6. NiP and North could both end up... Well, actually, no. NiP's only going to get 5 out of this now.
The money's completely wrecked. It might even be overtime here, man. This could be ending in regulation. So disappointing for NiP. They had just CZs against him as that one player that snuck by towards Optimus. That was everything. As soon as the attention was taken away, he struck through the smoke. It was Devo Dubek and managed to find 2 or 3 kills.
I think that's it. I think that 7th point puts them in. No matter what, they avoid every tiebreak situation. So I think Misfits have qualified on that alone, but don't quote me until I see all the math.
Well, they won't be happy with that just yet. They want to close this out in style. NiP know what that means. I don't think 2 points is going to be enough for them. CZs, 1 FAMAS, the M4A4. Do or die time. That had to be their round.
So worst case scenario, if Optic and NRG went to overtime, they'd be tied on 7 points for the 3rd spot. Exist, aggressive. They know exactly what it means without guns. Good find from Exist. He gets very aggressive, finds 2. Bomb goes down. That's not bad. Forest will spray back. If NiP do recover it, 2 points, they have to beat North. Shazam. And solid. Knew that bullet came from somewhere. I think he was even going to wallbang that back, but couldn't find it. And Exist gets closer with the flash. Molotov out of the corner. Sean is there, and Devo hits the shot instead. They want the bomb back, but look at the HP. And Forest is so aggressive right now. Everyone's aggressive. So is Get Right. He's ran around. Draken's there. It's pretty much a brawl. Sean's got to be convincing. He's got to go. If they're going to go because they need to go in with numbers and trade. The fact that it's down so low. Demo Duvek, he's gone unnoticed. He sneaks in behind. Now Shazam can easily get the bomb, and they know where Rez is. Run it to A, Shazam. And he's going to head that direction. Rez will know it. It's 39 HP versus 7 for Shazam.
He'll have time. He smokes towards CT spawn to buy himself a bit more. Doesn't go for the plan that helps him out towards bathrooms, interestingly enough. Rez just rushing in. Does he hit the shot? He does. Shazam does it once again. And they close it out on regulation. Misfits are going to the playoffs. And you can see the look on Get Right's face. Wasn't good enough today. This is not an NiP performance you've come to expect. The performance since Oakland has dropped off. Blast was disappointing, this even more so.
And that confirms that NiP and North are out no matter what happens between them. The third spot, SK and Misfits are through. The third spot will be winner of Optic or Energy regardless of overtime. Whoever wins between them is in. That's incredible from Misfits.
That's such a fun game to watch as well. What a performance there from the likes of Shazam. Sean, sick as well. That last round was so intense. It was existing as the first 2 kills of the CZ. They have a 5-on-3, but that flank coming from the B bomb side, the double spray down, and Shazam, quite poetic, he closes it out as well. The performance he put in to find them a place in the playoffs, I think that was definitely justified. That was a brilliant showing from him.
I thought they were impressive at the minor, where they improved every game. In fact, if you watched them the first day, they looked abysmal, but every single game they improved and they adapted. Yep. This is a whole new level. This is way better. Like, I would have pegged them as a dark horse to upset. Not like this. This is incredible. That said, over to the desk with Alex and the boys.
The Legion post-match breakdown.
Thank you so much, Matt and Henry. We'll be seeing more from them. Another game to come, but wow. Shazam, and there is indeed no more NiP magic, as they do struggle to pull the rabbit from the hat on Overpass back-to-back. I'm joined by YNK and Jakob. I keep wanting to do that, and I just had to get it out of my system. I say Yanko, and I'm like, Jakob. Yeah, you. Either way, I've got myself 2 analysts, and they are indeed experts to help us understand how this comes to be. NiP, I mean, surely back-to-back Overpass losses, one more understandable than the other, perhaps, Yanko, but I mean, Misfits come out to play today.
Yeah, I think you can see the effect of Sean Gers and the aura around him and his anti-stratting and all of that. NiP with a clearly different approach on their T side early on, right? Being much more aggressive, just going for those contact plays, trying to brute force their way in, having none of the, default style that they were going for, and it was working for them initially. But then Shazam showed up a bit, turned it up, and Misfits managed to win, I think, 8 rounds in a row on the CT side.
Insane, and especially considering it looked like it was all said and done. We thought this game was going to be closed out, the Misfits storyline Peters off, but no, they managed to keep their head above water. Jacob, what do you make of that one?
Well, they sent NiP packing. NiP can't go through anymore. It's over for them. So I feel this is very impressive by Misfits. And as for NiP, it's like they took a gamble playing Overpass for the 3rd time in a row after losing 2 times, both to Optic and SK. It requires some sort of like mental strength, and requires like a well-defined game plan to take Overpass for the 3rd time in a row, knowing that you already lost it twice. And I just must say, like this time around, Sean Garris got the head of them.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong with that. I'm just taking a look at the point system there. They're joint 3 points with North.
Yeah, they both North and NiP are out of the tournament. How ridiculous is that? I mean, actually, there maybe is a mathematical chance for...
Energy are facing Optic, so they have to take a point either.
Yeah,
so
literally, both of those teams are out. And, how ridiculous is it that SK is going to play Misfits for the semi-final bye? Similar to what we had with FaZe versus Hellraisers in the other group. So, the teams that can make the playoffs besides SK and Misfits are Optic and NRG. So right now on the other side of this tournament, you have Fnatic and Hellraisers who are like, yes, this is great. The quarterfinals aren't as bad as we thought. But man, the amount of upsets. And I think it's really impressive the fact that Misfits had such a strong CT side, right? Because whenever you talk about underdogs, even though it's a bit counterintuitive, they're always going to play better on the T side because they know exactly what they want to do. They have predetermined strats, default, waypoints, so to speak, on where they're going, especially these more inexperienced players on the international scene. But them having such a good CT side against a very experienced squad, especially on Overpass, in the likes of NiP was, for me, the most impressive thing.
And I mean, for me, just to add on to in terms of what was impressive, Sean Gers,
Yep.
Highest ADR, highest kills on the server in that victory. And we've been giving a lot of credit to Shazam, and word on the street is Stunner's managed to grab him, so let's go ahead and hear him while, of course, the hype is still flowing through his veins. Shazam from Misfits with a big smile on his face.
Oh,
or not.
It's a funny thing you got going on there. You caught me off guard, Alex. Anyway, a man that's not caught off guard at all would be Mr. Sean Gares. Sean, congratulations. Looking at that, though, the Ninjas in Pajamas, you kind of had your work cut out for you. I think even coming across the whole tournament, I think you guys were slept on for the most part. Talk to me about that feeling.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I feel like we're close enough to kiss.
Would you like to? Okay, maybe another time. That's for another time. Don't worry about that. But yeah, I mean, for what it's worth, though, you guys obviously secured your spot here. Talk to me a little bit about that vibe coming into this tournament, though.
Yeah, we knew a lot of teams would really overlook us in groups. Even though we were playing well coming into the tournament, we had a pretty good feeling as like where the maps would land against every team. We knew we'd be playing a lot of Overpass, so we put in a lot of work on Overpass. We were super tilted and disappointed we dropped the map to Optic yesterday because we lost a lot of stupid rounds cleaning that eco. So many miscommunications that came, but we bounced back today. We talked out a lot entering today, like what went wrong yesterday and how to keep our morale high. And yeah, we bounced back really strong actually.
Yeah, I mean, bounce back is an understatement. I mean, you guys come out of here with only one loss in the group stage. But going forward, there's been a lot of talk about anti-stratting this, that, and the other. Talk to me about that preparation, though, coming in here.
There's literally no anti-stratting that just went down against NiP. But I can tell you, like, when we played North on Cobble, I mean, we were literally running their own strats against them. So
reasonable.
Yeah. So, yeah, a lot of anti-stratting went in that game because I honestly think they're probably the best Cobble team in the world. But versus NiP just now, that was just our own game.
Just your own game. Well, going forward, you guys have secured that berth in the playoffs. How much does that mean to this Misfit squad that has, for all intents and purposes, kind of been under the radar to the international scene, so to say?
Yeah, it's huge for us. Honestly, like we put in a lot of work, especially after the summer. There's a lot of downtimes within the team. The team atmosphere was really bad around the summertime. So coming back right now, things are feeling really good. The vibe in the team is really good. Everyone had a really good time at boot camp. It's really fun getting wrecked in scrims the whole time. Like typically what happens when you play at tournaments, you get wrecked in scrims. So, yeah, here we are. That's awesome.
So I guess the word on the street was Luminosity killed it in the boot camp, but obviously that didn't work out, is kind of what you're saying.
Oh, yeah, so Luminosity I actually told Luminosity this when we played them. They were probably like the best team we played against. I was talking to Yell when we were walking in the hotel that he should be pretty confident coming in the tournament. And I think Hellraisers was probably like the second best team. So I think Hellraisers got out of groups. They did really well. Yeah. They did really well. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. You play teams like FaZe and Scrims, and they're not that good, even though they beat us. It's crazy. Like they play way better in LAN environments.
Well, it certainly happens. Congratulations, Sean Gares, the Misfits going through to the playoffs, and we're going to go back to the Xfinity analyst desk.
It's absolutely awesome to see Sean Gares there back on the mic. Stunner getting to pull out some insight from him. Not only was what most interesting to me was the fact that he said there was no anti-stratting present there. That was just actually the misfit. I mean, the strategy, just no anti-strategy. They haven't been looking at NiP Overpass demos and picking it apart.
I'm just glad they didn't kiss. But yeah, that was also fun to hear alongside the North comment, right? On Cobblestone, they're running their own strats against them. And looking at North and the fact that they banned Cobblestone and Mirage against SK in that opening series, that kind of set the tone for them this tournament. So they have a lot of self-reflection to do. But for Misfits, for Sean Gares as well, saying that there was no anti-stratting going on, sure, probably not like in a major sense and all of that. They definitely did their preparation, but in the way they won, there wasn't any anti-stratting being spotted, at least by me. Strong CT side and on the T side, they played without fear. That's another great thing. Sometimes you have that scared to lose, right? And they were always playing to win, even in that second half when NiP was mounting that comeback.
Jacob, I saw you putting on a funny face when you said when you saw Sean Gares mentioning no anti-stratting. You think there was? I mean, there's definitely some preparation.
There's always preparation, and there's always like some degree of anti-stratting. Whatever it's like down to the wire, where you go in depth with the team, or where it's just like outliers. The tendencies. Sure. They like to do this when they get pressured over here. They like to do this. There's always that kind of preparations, and that's I classify that as anti-strat as well.
Okay.
So I don't really buy it, but it sounds good and it sounds strong to say that we won a game against NiP playing our own game.
Yeah, they certainly did, and NiP are going to be going back to the drawing board with their Overpass. 3 poor performances on that map, and we did get to see Misfits pick up the win. They now will be continuing to battle versus SK as their last game of the group to get to the semi-finals. Look at this graphic, it's almost incomprehensible. We do have tiebreakers ahead of us if these certain results do go this way, but this is the lay of the land. North and NiP have not made it out of the groups.
I have to say, I love the fact that they're not even on the second stream right now. They're being put on the third stream because why not? They're dead last, you know. Even on paper, this should be the highlight game of one of the highlight games of the group. Both teams that underperformed so much, they're out of any sort of contention. So the game that's the most relevant right now, who's going to be the third team in the playoffs, is Energy versus Optic.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and that's what we're going to be bringing you guys and breaking down here at the analyst desk, the Xfinity analyst desk to be more precise. NRG versus Optic, and it is a game with everything to play for. They are tied, 6 points each, 2 wins, 2 losses. This next one will put them into that third slot and secure them for the playoffs. The other team will be watching from the stands with the rest of you Danish fans, as it is going to be a sold-out arena when we do get to that weekend. It's going to be awesome. We hope to see you there, of course, starting Friday, I do believe, for a long weekend of Counter-Strike. But we haven't got there yet. We need to find out who it will be, Optic or NRG. Join us after the break as we find out.
Sharing what you don't know, going down a rabbit hole. Just because we say